My name is Jide Macaulay. I'm the founder of House of Rainbow, and I currently work for the organization as the program director. When I came to London in my late teens, I didn't stop being gay, but I really wanted to not be gay. So I started looking at ways to stop it. The ethos is that the more you pray, the harder you pray, that God will answer your prayer. So I subscribe, to the same ideology that, I need to pray harder because God needs to remove this feeling and spirit. We call it the spirit, the evil spirit of homosexuality. I struggle with it a lot, and I pray to God to take this spirit away from me. I'm praying to God to take away my feelings of the same sex, and I say to God, if you do so by giving me a girlfriend, I will believe that you have cured me of being gay. Now, after my prayers of 40 days, yes, fasting for 40 days and praying for 40 days, after my prayers, there was a girl in church that I asked to be my girlfriend, and she said yes. And I strongly believe that God has answered my prayers and has cured me of my sexuality. And this was the woman who later then became my wife. I need to now conform to my new identity, which I believe is God's cure for me to be a heterosexual person. But my feelings towards the same sex didn't change. In fact, it kind of like grew stronger. There was a need for me to do something, but I remained cautious and I remained quite faithful to my new relationship. And of course, then there was pressure from the church and our families to get married. So we got married, and it was then 3 years after the marriage that I came back home and I sat down with my wife. By this time we have a child together, and this was the time that I told her that I'm gay. And her words were, I can't compete with this. I understand that if I was having an extramarital relationship or with a woman, she probably would have fought, to save her marriage. But this is a mixed sexual orientation. It was going nowhere fast. So I struggled, with my Christian faith and also my sexuality. In fact, when I came out as gay at the time, my church excommunicated me. So that was painful. This is a church that I've served for most of my life. So for months of praying, beating, Bible passages and bashing me, it was one of the most painful time of my life. I felt so low. I was called contaminated soil. I was called the child of the devil. I was called so many things that I gave up on church. I think that the level of abuse and the spiritual violence and religious oppression was just too much. I remember when I left the church, I didn't want to go back to church. And a group of people were visiting London from South Africa. They said to me that they're Christians, they're gays, and they're going to church, that I should come along with. I said, listen, you see the word church right now is a swear word as far as I'm concerned. They left the phone number and the details of the minister of this church that they're going to. I say, Jide, give them a call. It's a good church for gay people. And it took me approximately 3 to 4 weeks, to summon the courage to make that call. And when I made the call, I spoke to the minister, Reverend Presley Sutherland at the Metropolitan Community Church. And that phone call was the beginning, of the changes in my life. This is the missing link. There was a time where I was a Christian, I couldn't be gay. There was a time where I was gay, I couldn't be a Christian. But finally, I can bring the two together. So, I want to go to Nigeria. I want to start, a community of Christians in Nigeria, a LGBT safe space, kind of like pack my bags and said, well, I'm going back to motherland in Africa, to go and start this very important ministry. Because we had so many people online, now, whilst we're in Nigeria, we went to places where we know that, the gay community hang out, swimming pools, people's homes, the National Theatre, there are places around the city that, they hang out, and then we just went everywhere that people were just to say, hey, we're starting this ministry, you got to come along. And we actually had maybe close to about 100 people say that they were coming on day one. House of Rainbow is working in approximately 11 African countries at the moment. So it means that we're doing a lot of good work, and we still have countries that are pending that we're going to look to work in as well. So we're excited about all of that. And I think that for me and for our congregation and for the work we do, the more we can educate the LGBT people on faith and sexuality, the better it is for us. We even want many of the lesbians and gays, to consider to train to become priests, ministers and clergy persons. And, because we need to understand our own liberation theology. We need to understand the depth of our queer theology. We need to understand the inclusive gospel of Jesus Christ, to those on the margins. Be who you are. Love yourself unconditionally. Gay is not God attacks you, but God accepts you. God adores you, and God affirms you. Because we need to hear this, not just from people that love us, but from the church. We need to hear this from our family. We need to, be able to carry that understanding with us in a holistic way, that we really mean it. The Bible does not condemn homosexuality. The Bible does not condemn your humanity. In fact, it's the complete opposite. The scriptures affirm you in many, many ways, and God loves you.